Good afternoon. This is my fourth weekly report to the Commissioners. Today marks my 1-month anniversary as the County Treasurer.
Congratulations.
Sometimes it's been a long month, sometimes it's been a short month. I think we've accomplished much. The matters that could be handled quickly have been addressed, and we're monitoring to make sure that they stick going forward. That's part of managing the office there. What I'd like to bring to your attention first is the number one in the weekly activities. Met with representatives from the Stark County Prosecutor's Office to review their comments regarding my whistleblower policy. That's a policy, I believe, the week before I sent it up to the Prosecutor's Office for review. Any policies I do like that, I want to make sure that they have a look at it. So it's good that there's no infringement on employee rights, and we're in line with that. Something we don't want to do is put out a policy that is wrong concerning how employees are handled or what we expect of the employees there. So, this policy will be distributed to my staff yet today. I have it in hand here, and I have copies for the press. Did you get? No, you didn't get copies of that. And this is one of the items that I brought up early on as treasurer, that we need to have this in place. I was surprised we did not have the whistleblower policy. What this does is give our staff assurances that they will not be retaliated against. In fact, that they are expected, if they see something that's not right, to report it. And there's a process outlined in the policy there of how they are to do that, and what seriousness of the reportable item they should bring to attention. Not only to my attention, or maybe their supervisor, but if they have a problem with something I'm doing, or a suspicion that something's not right, or their supervisor, they can go outside of the Treasurer's office to Mike as the county administrator, or to Dave Thorley, the EEOC officer for the county. So it provides my staff with outlets outside of the office to report any suspicious activity. I hope we never have a report of such activity, but if there's cause for it, this outlines the process employees are to take to bring that to the attention of proper authorities. So that's what we can do as far as what had happened before. This is hopefully will curb that from happening, to give guidance to the staff, and that's what they need, and training on this too, which will be forthcoming. The other thing, I did meet with the Stark County Records Manager John Runyon to discuss our records retention and the discarding procedures. Held an internal meeting with my accounting and financial section leaders to discuss balancing techniques, including worksheets and monthly balancing routines there. So, and what's happening next week starting, I'm going to have the different leaders in the office there meet weekly to communicate what they're working on, because everything we do over there, taking in payments or getting calls on bills that aren't correct, or there's a delinquency on the question, and it affects somebody else in another section of the office there. So the communication is a good thing. I've done that wherever I've been, and it provides better customer service in the end. And that's what we want to do. I was sitting in an office last night with one of my cashiers and a taxpayer, and they were running tight on getting to the bank and getting documentation and coming back, and a dispute about them paying a bill that came out as a delinquent tax bill last week, and it turns out that it wasn't a treasurer's office error, but it was a bank error. But we were very involved in the collection process that we're part of the solution to get that fixed. And then any penalties on that, we need to go through the process to have the penalties removed there. So it does. It's not finger pointing. It doesn't matter where the problems are, and there's problems. We're sending out on approximately 170,000 tax bills a half. So there's going to be a margin for error there, either on our side in collection and crediting the right accounts, or at the banks for maybe it's a bill pay thing that's gone awry, sent to a different address. I've seen a lot in the 30 days I've been here. But regardless of where the error is, we are part of the solution to get that turned around, and we're doing that there. And one by one, as they come in there. And I told the gentleman yesterday, it was late, I said, this is the best part of my day, sitting here with you, fixing this problem. And I was sincere about it. I enjoyed customers in the private sector, and I call them customers here too. Last week I did obtain the current copies of our depository agreements from the different banks. I'll be reviewing those this week, looking at what we do specific to each institution we have approved. I met with representatives from Huntington Bank last week. They discussed what they had to offer. I, in turn, wanted to talk about their pricing and what they're providing to us so far. And it was a very good conversation. And then we have ongoing meetings with Auditor Perez's office in the new billing system that's coming up there. There's a lot of work to do in that yet. It takes a lot of coordination between the offices to get that done, and the IT data processing folks here too. I've received nothing but cooperation from all parties involved in that. So that's my report this week. I would say the most significant item to me is the whistleblower policy.